So Johnny,
Yeah.
well, an honor to be with you today.
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
I'm so happy to have finally met you in person.
Okay.
And it's an honor for me to have this important interview with you.
All right.
I've heard a lot about you, especially in the Social Entrepreneur Forum. All the impact you've done in there. Well, not limited only to Cameroonians, because there are people there from different nationalities.
Yeah.
You've brought a lot of people together, and I've been extremely impressed by your spirit of bringing people together. So that's why I took this initiative to come right here in Bowie, where you live here in Maryland, to interview you, to find out the secret, what keeps you going, and what inspires you to bring people together. Before we get to that, I'd like to know your personality. Because unless we understand your parkour, we're not going to understand why you do all these wonderful things. So to begin with, where were you born? And yes, where were you born in Cameroon?
Yeah, actually, I was born in a village called Fonga in Lebanon.
Oh, I see.
It's a beautiful village in the hills and valleys of Lebanon. And actually, I was born out of wedlock, really.
Okay.
Raised by my maternal grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I grew up all the way in Fonga.
I see.
Yeah.
Before I continue, this interview is meant for research purposes.
Yeah.
You know, we are trying to bring out the good in order so that younger people and the future can emulate.
Yeah.
So it's we are doing a very, very important function right now, which is going to serve for the future. Fonga in Fontaine. So you were born there, raised up there, Fonga, primary school there?
Yeah, actually, I started primary school there right up to class 3.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Then when I was in class 3, I was moved to Kumba.
I see.
Because my mother had gone to marry in Kumba.
Oh, I see.
So when she gave birth to me, she left me to my grandparents when I was just 1 year old.
I see.
So when I was in class 3 in primary school, they asked me to go and stay with her.
Okay.
So I should know her.
Yes.
When I did my primary school in Kumba at Sacred Heart Fiango.
Wow.
A very prestigious primary school by the mission.
Yeah, Catholic school.
So I was there from 68 right up to 73 for 5 years.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you remember, because that was the time of Bishop Pius Hour.
Yeah, it was Pius Hour who was the bishop in Wales.
Did you ever meet him? Or did you ever see
No,
him?
he used to come to that parish, that Sacred Heart parish.
Yes.
But we used to see when we go to the father's house.
Okay.
Because I was an altar boy.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
So we used to go to the father's house and sometimes he would come there.
So in those days, were the priests indigenous priests or they were white priests?
They were mixed up. They were white priests and black priests.
Okay, you have any idea?
But the parish was run by the white.
Of course, the Mill Hill missionaries.
Yeah, at that time, yeah.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
So from 68 to 73, you did primary school there.
Yeah.
And then after that, secondary school?
Yeah, when I finished primary school, I passed in list A.
Oh, wow.
Because in those days, passing in list A was not
easy.
Very, very cheap.
Okay.
We were just thinking about passing list A in Sacred at the time.
Okay.
So I had taken Lycée Bilan Boya and Zero Wisdom as my choice because I used to take one government choice and one private.
Okay.
So I went to interview in Lycée Bilan and failed.
Oh my God.
So the principal of SASE interviewed me and sent my results to Zero Wisdom. And that's how I was admitted in Zero Wisdom.
Wow. You remember the principal of SASE that interviewed you? Was it Mill Hill white priest?
He was, yeah, he was, is it Kenyan?
Okay, yeah, Kenyan was the rector then.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, principal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were accepted into Seat of Wisdom College?
Yes.
Which batch was that, 1970?
From 73 to 78, were the 8th batch.
Okay, 8th batch.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Seat of Wisdom then. How was it?
Yeah, those were the glory days of my secondary school life because one of the most greatest things that you can do in Cameroon is to stay in the dormitory.
Of course.
Especially in secondary school.
It's love
Because the bond that you create
Yeah,
still
it's
exists.
lasting. Oh,
So
okay.
we were there for 5 years and we were mixed up people from all over. You know, it was a small school, but the environment was very nice, run by the Italian
Exactly.
missionaries.
The
We call it the Focolare
Focolare.
movement.
Exactly.
So most of the teachers were white.
Okay.
The principal was white, French lady. Principal, vice principal from Brazil. They were mixed up.
I see.
People from Filipino and all that.
What an
All
international.
Focolare, yes. So we were there for 5 very good years. The education in Syrianism is very unique.
Okay, and solid.
Yeah. We were there for 5 good years. I can never miss it.
So what impression did this Focolare movement missionaries leave? Because I went to Castel Gandolfo. No, not Castel Gandolfo. There is not far from Castel Gandolfo where Chiara is buried.
Yeah.
Yes, I went there and I saw her grave, and she left a lasting impact.
Yeah, she came to Syrianism when they were building some of the structures.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we used to see her from a distance. We're not very close to her.
Mm-hmm.
But she was a very wonderful lady, very iconic lady.
Okay.
To have done what she did.
Of course.
She opened the school, opened the hospital. So those of us who went to Sudan were very privileged.
Of course.
Because when you are sick, you go to the hospital, you have treatment.
Oh my God.
I mean, they look like golden eggs, you know.
Oh.
It was a very unique school, you know, at the time. Yeah.
And academically it was found solid.
Yeah, very solid, very solid. The type of education that you receive there, it makes you grounded.
And holistic.
Yes, yeah.
So you went for prayers?
We went for prayers, we read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Scriptures was a subject that you have to do.
Okay.
We have religion and scriptures and all that.
Yes.
Where you have to read the Bible and all this sort of things. But it makes you well grounded, eh?
Of course.
Yes,
It gives you the tools that you have to use in life, you know.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were there for 5 years, from 1 to from 5?
Yeah, for 5 years. 5 good years.
So after from 5, you got the GCE?
Yeah, I wrote the GCE. I passed the GCE.
With flying colors?
When I passed the GCE, I was admitted in Kaskuma.
Okay. Wow.
So, when I went to Kaskuma too,
yes,
those were the 2 years that I spent there were the really transformative life. They were transformational years in me.
In what sense?
What happened? Graduating from Syrianism, from a mission school, small mission school in the village.
Yes.
Then you come to Kaskumba where you have people from Sase, from Sacred Heart,
from all over.
Koyong, from a Lady of Lords and all that, Sacred, all those mixed up people for the first time.
Okay.
So you are sitting in the club with all those mixed up people, there's so much noise. Then you sometimes maintain a very low profile, but they are making a lot of noise because a lot of those guys are rowdy. Most of them were well-to-do parents.
Yeah.
Their parents were well-to-do, working with marketing board, working with CDC. They were doing what I could not do.
Okay.
Yeah. So it sort of transformed my life. I sat and observed what those guys were doing in terms of social life and all that. They were rushing to movies, going to bars, drinking. And I could not do that because in Syrianism we're not taught to do that. We're not allowed to do that. Because I left Syrianism without drinking a bottle of beer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it was not an easy, it was a new...
yes, it's totally new life.
New life.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I drank my first bottle of beer in Kaskuma. Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was a friend who bought it for me.
Okay.
Because they had this, what they used to call disco drum.
Yes.
The first social.
So
we went there, and when you go there, you find all these guys who have been used to life.
Yes.
Rocking life. They came there, they were going to the counter, buying beer, export and drinking. I was drinking Malta. And one of my friends came and said, no, woman, they're drinking that.
Okay.
And when I bought a bottle of export and said, you have to drink beer. That's why I tasted a lot of big beer.
Interesting.
So it was a transformative life.
So you had to adapt to it to be able to fit in with your classmates, and you did that. And I hear it was it there that they started calling you sir? What's the anecdote?
No, the name sir is it started way back in Syrianism.
Okay, could you please narrate that incident?
Because from in Syrianism we used to do what they call British history, European history.
Okay.
It was a part of the syllabus.
Okay.
You do European history, you do the history of the United Kingdom, Britain, Germany, France, and all that. So we're doing these British history, and we came across one Sir John Moore who led a certain battle.
Yes.
So they set up a test on that particular battle, and I wrote it very well.
Okay.
And I was the best, and the teacher gave me 21 over 20.
Wow.
So when he came to class and he told me that I've done very well in this thing, and since my name is John Moore, he said, okay, from today you are called Sir John Moore.
Okay.
Because of that general that I wrote it.
Who was called John also?
Yeah, his name was Sir John Moore, the British general.
Okay.
So they wrote I wrote an exam, a test on him, the battle that he fought.
Okay.
So he said, today you have Sir John Moore. So what I did was I sat down and just wrote Sir John Moore, but when I added N, it became Sir Johnny Moore. And I wrote on all my books.
Yes. You made it.
Yeah, so
official.
now it became very popular now. When my classmates saw that, it became so popular. So now they take it now, we go to the refectory, they are calling me Sir Johnny Moore. Go to the football field, they are calling me Sir Johnny Moore is playing. So it became a very popular name.
Exactly.
And I left Sulawesi without a nickname because of that.
Okay.
That was the only name that I had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And when you went to Cash, did it continue?
It continued in Kaskumba because in Kaskumba too, I was so popular. Yeah.
What made you popular?
You know, because I had my afro.
Okay.
And the way I used to dress well, you know.
I see.
Yeah, I've always dressed well. So sometimes I might be coming late to the morning assembly in Kaskumba.
Yes.
And then when I'm coming, somebody will just shout, say, Johnny Moore is coming.
Okay.
Then people will just look at me. And sometimes when I'm entering the refectory, I enter late.
Yes.
They say Johnny Moore is coming to eat. You know, it made me so popular.
Interesting.
Everybody knew me. Even teachers were calling me Sir John Moore.
Did they ever ask you why? The teachers?
No, they asked me and I explained to them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they used to come to class and say, Sir John Moore, answer this question.
Of course.
Yes.
Interesting.
It became a very iconic name and all that.
So you were in Kaskuma for 2 years?
2 years, 2 good years.
And you did an advanced level?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you specialized in?
Yeah, I did history,
Science?
I did geography, history.
Okay, that was arts.
Yeah, arts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've always been good in history.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So after the advanced level, you passed with flying
Yeah, after the advanced level, I went home to the village and saw my father.
Okay.
And I told him that
Who's Mr. Your father?
He's Suzuku Mbimo for Tango.
Okay.
Mbimo for Tango. That's my father.
Okay.
He was an Ekwe chief, but you know he has some weight.
Oh.
So they call him Suzuku Mbimo for Tango.
Okay.
So I went home and saw him.
Yes.
And told him that I want to work and make some money.
Yes.
Because, you know, my 2 years in Kaskuma, I didn't have money. So I was seeing people playing live, doing so many things. So I just said, no, let me work too and have some money.
Okay.
I told him that I want to work and have some money before I continue studies.
Yes.
He said, okay, he accepted. So I left home and when my very first job was with a Metropolitan Comprehensive College in Limbe.
Wow, Metropolitan
Comprehensive College. It was opened by one Bakosi man. There's one Bakosi man they used to call him Water Wilson, who had National High School in Kumba.
Okay.
That was one of the most popular schools, secondary schools in Kumba.
Hmm.
So he came to Limbe and opened Metropolitan Comprehensive College.
Yes.
And recruited students who had failed from other schools.
Okay.
So anybody who had failed, he recruited them. So when I went there, I was the discipline master. And I was teaching geography history from 1 to 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very intensive.
But the salary, he told me that he would pay me 25,000.
Can you imagine that?
But I accepted because I didn't have a job.
Okay.
Just accepted.
Was that able to pay your rent?
But look at what happened now. At the end of the month, you know what he did?
No.
He called me and said, no, the school just began. We're still going through some challenges and so on. I should take 3,000. He gave me 3,000 that I should just hold it and manage.
Can you imagine?
So I didn't refuse. I took the money.
Okay.
And took a taxi back to Newtown Limbe because the school was in Bobende.
Yes.
I took a taxi back to Newtown Limbe. I was living with my elder brother.
Okay.
And when I told him the story, I never went back to the school.
Yeah, they were not there.
Yeah.
Very
That
exploitative.
was October of
That was wrong.
1980.
Teaching from class 1 to from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
No.
So I never went back to school.
Okay, so
November, December, I was in Limbe trying to get jobs with the bank mistake, and there was nobody to help me. I don't have a godfather. I was running around putting applications here and there.
Yeah.
All the banks I applied everywhere, marketing board. I couldn't have a job. I just decided to. I was still very young because I left customer when I was just 20 years old.
What kept you going? Did you have hope in God?
Yeah, so when I left, I went to Moyoka.
Okay.
When I saw Mr. B.A. Tato, he's from my village, Fonga.
What was he doing?
And he was the mayor of Moyoka at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the first Bama mayor number. Yeah.
Okay. So we are talking of the 80s.
Yes, the early 80s.
Wow.
That was January of 1981.
So narrate to us what happened between you and the mayor. How did he know you before?
He's my uncle. He's from my village.
Okay.
So I just call him uncle.
Okay.
So when I met him in Moika there, he said, oh, when I saw him, he said, Mr. Moore, Mr. Moore, Mr. Moore. Because everyone knows me as Mr. Moore.
Okay.
I said, I need a job. He said, you need a job? I said, yes. I told him that I had a teaching job somewhere, but I didn't like it. He said, okay. He put me in his car and drove me to Vocas.
Okay.
Vocas Moika.
Well, it's a school, right?
Yeah, it's a technical school.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the proprietor of Vocas, Mr. Karen, was his friend.
I see.
So he drove me, went there, I would just enter the man's office. He told his man that my picking this, he want job. So the man, Mr. Karen, said you need a French teacher because I was bilingual.
Okay.
I knew French.
Where did you learn French?
I learned French in Rosam.
Wow.
And
Can you imagine?
And customer. Because I did a French teacher as one of my subjects in customer.
Wow. Impressive.
So they needed a French teacher. I said, I can teach. So the man asked me to come and start teaching.
Okay.
Just like that.
Can you imagine?
So I went there and I was teaching French from 1 to 5.
Wow.
But the man promised paying me still 23,000.
Yes.
25,000.
Okay.
So I taught French from 1 to 5.
Wow.
Because when I went there, some of the popular Cameroonians who became popular, people like Deep Akem.
Yes.
I taught him from 4.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Very popular guys I was teaching.
Wow.
So at the end of the month, I went to his office to take my salary.
Yes.
The man gave the same complaint. He said, no, we are having some challenges, this. I should take 10,000. Go and begin to manage. Yes. Locally, before then, I'd written so many applications to
other schools, okay.
To comprehensive Limbe. So I was there for 2 months, January, February, March. Then comprehensive called me, sent a letter that they needed me.
I see.
So I left, went to National Comprehensive.
Interesting.
That was that was March of 1981. When I started there,
yes,
the salary, they said that is the zone, because the Limbe is zone 2, the salary scale is different. So they gave me my right scale, they put me on the right category, and my salary was like 42,000.
Wow, that's serious.
So I accepted it. So I taught in comprehensive for 3 years.
Okay, from 81 to 84.
83.
Oh, 81 to 83.
Yes.
Okay.
So what touched me when I was in comprehensive was that when I was there, we were like 10 young guys who had just left high school.
High school.
We were quite, in those days, you left high school, either Casbamble or any high school, you had your A levels.
Okay.
You are still in your early 20s now.
Okay.
You are still figuring out where to fit in, what to do, and all that.
Exactly.
We were like 10 of us.
Wow.
In the National Comprehensive
School.
Who had A levels and were young.
Okay.
So we used to sit in the staff meeting, and this man is saying that I'm going to France, I'm going to America, I'm going to Italy, because most of those people there were living with their uncles or parents who were working in CDC marketing board, and they were supporting them, preparing them to go abroad.
To go out. Okay.
So we used to sit in the staff room. They would bring all these forms, admission forms for preparing to get from I-20. I didn't know what to do because I didn't have parental support.
Okay.
You see?
Yes.
Because my poor man was there in the village struggling to survive and all that. So by 1982, a lot of my friends had left. Some came to the US here.
Yes.
Some went to Italy. Some went to Europe.
Germany.
So on. Yeah. Because they had financial support from their parents. They were helping them, and most of them were living with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down. I had a friend, Mr. Antonio, who had gone to Nigeria, who came back and told me, Johnny Moore, since you cannot go abroad because you don't have support, go to Nigeria. Okay. So he brought some forms for Nigeria and the JAM entrance and all that.
Yes.
When I registered the JAM entrance, when I wrote the JAM entrance at the Nigerian consulate,
yes,
in Bokongo border there.
Okay.
Then I applied and I was admitted in University of Calabar.
Okay. Interesting.
I was admitted in University of Calabar.
Interesting.
But I could not go.
Why?
Because I didn't have money. I didn't have anybody to support me. I saw that. I didn't want that. And I didn't know anybody in Nigeria.
Yes. So you didn't go?
I decided not to go.
Okay.
And when that happened, I was touched. I was touched.
Can you imagine?
Because a lot of my friends had left.
And left to Europe.
Yeah, so, and young people too were coming in. So in January of 1983, I said I have to do something.
Yes.
I went to the public service there, and I decided to select 3 concours to write.
Okay.
I saw grade 1, I saw a NAM category C, I saw a NAS in Yaoundé category B2. So I selected 3 of them. Yeah. Came and compiled documents for the 3. When I deposited at the public service there. Okay. Then I went and wrote all the exams and passed all of them. Interesting. They called me for interview grade 1. I went and passed. Went to Yaoundé for the first time. When I did interview in a NAM category C. Yeah. They used to call us, they will be adjoint administration. They will be working with Jews, so we will come out. Okay. But that is category C. Then I went to the interview for a NAS Yaoundé. Yes. School of Social Affairs. Yes. Which is category B2. So it's higher. Okay. So I went to all those places and passed. Because everything at that time, everything was on merit. Exactly. I never spent a dime. I was a poor man. I never spent a dime. The corruption or Godfather. No. Everything was on merit. That's why a lot of poor people like us were able to go to those schools in those days. Okay. Because once you pass, you pass. You pass. Everything was on merit. Wow. You need to bribe people like here now. Here, people are spending millions to go to all those. Can you imagine? I never spent a dime. Quite impressive. So which school did you? I finally decided to go to a NAS, Yaoundé. Okay. School of Social Affairs. Category C. B2. Oh, B2. Yeah. Oh wow. So how many years did you? How many years was the program? Yeah, it was a 2-year program. Oh, 2 years. So you passed. You finished successfully. Yeah, because when I went to Yaoundé, I actually went and registered in the University of Yaoundé, in the law faculty. Okay. But I thought I could be studying the law faculty and going to a NAS. But the way they do the programs is not possible for you to study in the 2 schools. Because most of the time between November and December, they are saying you are out of Yaoundé for stash. Okay. You go for stash for 3 months. There's no way that you can take classes in the University of Yaoundé. Exactly. So I ended up not studying in the University of Yaoundé. I just concentrated my NAS studies, Which took 2 good years. 2 good years, yeah. From 89, from 83 to 85. Yeah. So what happened in 85 then after you completed? Yeah, the good thing that school did with me was it enabled me to travel in Cameroon because I did my stash in extreme north. I went right up to Yagua, Siri, all those places. Did you go by train? Yeah, I used to go there by train. From Yaoundé? From Yaoundé. You took a train to Gawa? Yes. Not to Yaoundé? I went there twice. Okay. Yes. Because it was a nice adventure for me. Of course. To do my stash in the north. Okay. I did the first one in Mokolo. But when I arrived in Mokolo, they drove us to Yagua, Kuseri, and all that to see places. Okay. But the north was beautiful at the time. Then the last one that I did was in Garawa, Langi. Okay. It's like 30 miles from Garawa. But we were living in Garawa. I see. Then the delegate drove us to Marwa to see places, beautiful cities. Okay. So you got to know the country. It enabled me to see the whole of Cameroon. Of course. Yeah. Because we used to take the train from Yaoundé come out in Gangre,
Yes.
then take the bus.
Right up
to
there to
Garawa.
Makolo.
Yeah.
Yago. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only part that you did start. You didn't do in the south or west?
No, I did start in Yaoundé.
Okay.
I did one in Yaoundé.
Yes.
Then I did one in Boya.
I see.
Yes. They used to distribute us.
Okay.
Yes.
So after that start, what happened?
When I graduated in 1985.
Okay. And when you graduate, they give you a job.
Yeah, you were integrated into the public service.
Interesting.
As a civil servant.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, because you're a civil servant. Yeah.
So you were
compile document and they integrate you as a civil servant.
Okay. So that was easy to do.
That was the order of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, you graduated from any of those professional schools, you're automatic civil servant. They integrate you.
And salaries were good.
Yeah, they were good. When I left, I was on Category B2.
Yes.
My salary was around, when I started, it was 187 or something like that.
Can you imagine?
But before I left, after 2-3 years, I was making around 250.
Can you imagine?
The salaries were good.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they were giving us promotions and all that.
Yes. So what did you do specifically? You were sent to, what was the first?
I was at the delegation there in Boya, Delegation of Social Affairs.
Okay. And what was your main mission? What was the job description?
I was, they used to call us social workers.
Okay.
Yeah, social workers dealing with social issues. People used to come and complain how their parents are not taking care of them.
Oh, really?
They get your money. All those people are having affairs. They are not taking care of the family. Oh. So we used to bring people and settle them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
To educate them in the necessity for, because those were the important social services that were had. Their children, people used to come and complain about children. Their children are stubborn, this and that. So we'll go into the field, go to their homes and see where they are setting, write social reports and all that, and make recommendations and all sort of things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a very serious
job.
Yeah.
I was there. That's what I was doing.
Okay, and you spent 2 years, you said, from 80?
No, I was there for 5 years.
Okay.
But in 1988, I decided I was already bored
with the job. Okay.
I wanted something different. I wanted to leave Cameroon.
Okay.
Because I sat down, I didn't see a very bright future for me in that job.
Okay.
Because the social work is one of the poorest paid professions in the world.
I see.
Because I was in Boya, I have friends who were working with transport, working with agriculture, working with education. I see them making a lot of money from either tips or from small contracts here and there and so on. But as a social worker, you don't have that type of facility. You are dealing with poor people.
Okay.
Poor people are coming to you to get something.
I see.
Compared to other people.
I see.
So I because of that, I just felt that I should leave the job.
So what was the next move then?
So in 1988, I wrote the entrance exam to the Pan-African Institute for Development.
You were very courageous, eh?
Yeah, I wrote it.
And
on the day of the writing, we were like 250 of us.
Oh.
So they needed 10 Cameroonians. Because it's an international school.
Okay.
They have participants from all over Africa. They come and meet there.
Yeah.
But they need 10 Cameroonians to represent the Cameroon.
So it wasn't easy.
So when we wrote the computer exam, I think we went for interview around 50 of us. They selected 10 of us and I was among.
Wow. Congratulations.
So I just sat in the house and they were calling my name over radio boy that they have been admitted to the Pan-African Institute, this and that. Whoa. Okay. Wow. So I went and saw the delegate and informed him.
Yes.
So the man asked me that I have to compile documents and take to Yaoundé. Because the government of Cameroon paid 2.5 million for all participants.
Okay.
It was easy.
Wow.
So I compiled all those documents and took to Yaoundé, and the government of Cameroon paid him for 2.5 million for me to be there for 1 year.
Wow.
It was easy. Yeah. And then now that I hear people go and spend millions just to study. But we were doing all this. I went to Cameroon on credit most of my life.
Can you imagine?
Yes. So I was there for one very solid year.
Government was always for the people and helping the people.
Yeah.